Let me ask you a question. When you're on the air, do you have a couple drinks before you go on?
Never.
Because I watched you one time and you were slurring your words a little bit.
I was never slurring my words.
When you were on your show, on Judge Jeanine, you were slurring your words a little bit.
But that's what we like about it. We're like, this
funny.
is what's fun about the show.
He's saying that I was slurring my words.
Well, just you've had a couple.
You just had a couple drinks.
That's why we watch
What's
the
your
show.
name?
There is no way that Donald Trump would be campaigning, calling Kamala Harris Kambala, unless there were racists in his party that he thought that would appeal to. Or J.D. Vance and this Haitian immigrant story, that he's promoting this complete false lie, that Haitian legal migrants
hate them personally.
are eating. What?
And the Democrats hate Republicans. As soon as he got elected, Republicans were unfriended by all the Democrats. They wouldn't speak to us anymore. The Democrats are the party of hate. The Democrats are the party that said, he's a Putin asset, he's a Russian puppet. The Democrats are the ones who signed affidavits and lied to a court so that they could spy on a president of the United States. The Democrats are the ones who said that we're destroying democracy. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the most generous people you'll ever meet. He does all kinds of things that people have no idea about. And by the way, if he were selfish, he'd take his money and tell all of us to go F ourselves based upon the way this country has treated him. This guy got shot.
Tonight, breaking just minutes ago, one of the co-hosts of The Five, Judge Jeanine Pirro, will be appointed interim United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. President Trump announced that on Truth Social just moments ago. Jeanine was Assistant District Attorney for Westchester County, New York, and then went on to serve as County Judge and District Attorney, where she was the first woman ever to be elected to those positions. She will be leaving Fox to take this position, and we obviously wish her well.
Even her own people on Fox thought she couldn't be trusted to be on TV. On their own network. And after the show was briefly taken off the air, Fox News producer Justin Wells described, they took her off because she was crazy. Optics are bad, but she's crazy. Well, her own executive producer also described her as nuts. Are we going to put someone that even Fox, and I'm not a particular fan of Fox, but even Fox thought was crazy, nuts, couldn't be trusted on live television? We're going to trust her with the lives and liberty of people in the District of Columbia?
My concerns with Ms. Pirro's nomination are numerous. Ms. Pirro is a Fox News media personality. She does not have the professional qualifications or the prosecutorial ethics to serve as a U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. In fact, she seems to have no concept of ethics at all. For starters, she perpetuated misinformation and lies about the 2020 presidential election. She was also formerly the subject of a federal investigation into illegal wiretapping over her attempts to get a former police commissioner to bug her then-husband's boat to catch him cheating. Pretty bizarre. Later, Ms. Piro personally lobbied President Trump to pardon her ex-husband for his multiple convictions of tax fraud and tax evasion. And he did so. This is a man who was federally investigated for having leaked information from the prosecutor's office Ms. Pirro led to the mob. If Ms. Pirro is confirmed as the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, she will prioritize politics over justice for the people. This is not someone who cares about crimes of sexual assault and sexual harassment. In fact, she's criticized me for questioning nominees about sexual misconduct, stating that it's an issue that, quote, doesn't really matter, end quote. Rather, Ms. Pirro is someone who cares about political revenge, threatening to not just fire, but prosecute FBI employees simply for doing their jobs. Like all of President Trump's nominees, she has demonstrated unwavering loyalty to him. And if confirmed, we can expect that she will misuse the U.S. Attorney's Office to go after President Trump's political enemies For these very serious concerns, I oppose her nomination and would urge my colleagues to do otherwise.
And so it was that Donald Trump stepped into the spotlight, a patriot who believed in putting America's interests first, who believed that the decline of America was a choice that we could reject. The American dream is now being renewed. We need to kill them. We need to kill them. Donald Trump is the only president with the guts to not only send the mother of all bombs into Afghanistan, to strike chemical weapon plants in Syria with surgical precision, but also go toe-to-toe with Kim Jong-un to the point where that wackadoo has become a laughing stock. He came to us at a time when we needed his tough talk, his unvarnished perspective. You want to criticize Donald Trump? Just shut up and go away. Democrats have so normalized hatred and violence against the President of the United States that I fear it will result in some crazy lefty trying to assassinate him. You now have an FBI and a Department of Justice that is beholding, for whatever reason, to the Clintons. The FBI needs a complete overhaul. There is a cleansing needed, a complete cleansing in our FBI and Department of Justice. Special counsel and former FBI Director Robert Mueller must be fired immediately. Cleansing. The Attorney General Rod Rosenstein must be fired immediately. Cleansing. The special counsel's office must be shut down. And Jim Comey. Cleansing. He needs to be the target of a federal criminal investigation. It needs to be cleansed of individuals who should not just be fired, but who need to be taken out in handcuffs. The FBI is the crime family. Take them out in cuffs. These people need to be taken out in cuffs. I've said it before, Sean, this is not our Justice Department. This is a bunch of arrogant, condescending people who think they know better than we do. And we're the fools that followed them down the path. This isn't about one defendant, one criminal, or one president. This is about our democracy. It's about law and order. It's about the republic. There's a time and place for everything. It's time to stop this psychopath. So here I am in front of the woods in Chapua looking for Hillary.
Now, if you remember, Jeanine Pirro lost her show on Fox News because her staff said that she was too crazy. They said that she was nuts. But now, of course, she's set to become the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Because why not? Of course. I mean, we have a complete reality show cast for everybody in the administration. So why not? It fits perfectly. It's not even just that people will look the part. At this point, Donald Trump is running his administration completely like a mob boss. Like, if you're not in the family, you can't be a part of the family. I mean, unless you're willing to completely bend over backwards for Donald Trump, he will not appoint you. He will not have anything to do with you, especially now that the walls are caving in. Not just from things like the big, beautiful bill that have really bad outcomes for people who depend on things like Medicaid, SNAP benefits that he's cut, how he's proven to not be anti-war, he bombed Iran. All of those issues that that he's been caught up in, especially now with this Epstein stuff that will not go away. He's calling his base and his supporters weaklings because they won't stop talking about it. So right now, what Donald Trump needs more than anything are people who are not going to tell him no, who are going to destroy their lives, careers, reputations, everything for the sake of Donald Trump. Even though the ship is sinking, people like Jeanine Pirro will still bend over backwards for Donald Trump. So that's why she's been called. That's why she's been chosen. But that's why, you got people like Pete Hegseth, who was also on Fox News. You got Dr. Oz, you got RFK Jr., and then you got a bunch of billionaires and people who purchased their way into the Trump administration. So either you bought your position or you're just going to lick Trump's boots endlessly, no matter what, and go down with the sinking ship.